I opened my door to my ex, who suddenly shoved an envelope into my hand and said, "Please take this," before getting in his car and driving away. His tires screeched as he reversed so fast he nearly hit my mailbox. I stood there barefoot, holding the envelope like it was about to explode, blinking at the empty driveway. Before I could even shout after him, I heard a door slam across the street. Mrs. Turner, who always waved at me during her morning walks, froze on her porch. She looked at the envelope in my hand, then at me, and hurried back inside. I walked onto my front steps, scanning the quiet street. A man pushing a stroller glanced my way, saw the envelope, and immediately pulled a U-turn and didn't look back. Everyone knew something, except me. I closed my door fast and locked it, though I didn't know what I thought I was locking out. "Okay," I whispered. "What is going on?" The envelope seemed to taunt me. I held it up to the light, but nothing showed through except a dark, thick shape. No writing or markings, just my name, printed on the front in my ex's handwriting. I grabbed my phone and called him, but it went straight to voicemail. I tried texting, "What is this? Why is everyone acting weird?" But I got an error message saying it couldn't be delivered. I paced my living room, anxiety pushing me toward action. If he wouldn't answer, I'd find him. I grabbed my keys, shoved the envelope into my jacket pocket, and drove off. Traffic was oddly light for a Saturday. At every stoplight, people in nearby cars seemed to stare at me, then quickly look away when I met their eyes. One woman even wiped her tears as she turned from me. I checked my mirror twice, expecting, I didn't know what, a tail, a cop, a camera crew, but there was nothing there. I drove to my ex's apartment complex. When I pulled in, a man in the next parking space paused with his groceries halfway out of his trunk. He studied me like I was holding a weapon. I stepped out of my car slowly. "I'm just here to..." Before I could finish, he slammed his trunk and speed walked inside. "What is happening?" I muttered. I ran up the steps to my ex's door and knocked hard. No answer. I knocked again. Still nothing. I leaned my ear against the door. Silence. The kind of silence that made me certain someone was inside but refusing to move. I called him again, straight to voicemail. My hands shook as I pulled the envelope from my pocket. I didn't want to open it, but I had to know. If people were crying, avoiding me, hiding from me, whatever this was, it mattered a lot. I slid a finger under the flap. Before I opened it, a text came in from his sister. "Don't open it. Please. Just meet me now. It's urgent." With my heart pounding, I jumped back in my car and drove to the address she sent, a small park on the edge of town. When I arrived, she was already there, pacing near a bench. When she saw me, she flinched at the sight of the envelope in my hand. "Where is he?" I asked. She swallowed hard. "You really don't know, do you?" "No. Everyone keeps acting like I'm diseased, and I don't know why." She hesitated, then motioned to sit, but I couldn't. The tension inside me was too tight. "Just tell me," I said. Instead of answering, she tapped the envelope. "Open it now. Your message said not to." "That was before," she whispered. "He's not coming back until you know." Fear washed through me. I opened the envelope. Inside was a single sheet of paper and a small wrapped object that felt like metal. The paper had one sentence in my ex's handwriting: "You deserve to know before anyone else." I unwrapped the metal object to find a very old key, one I recognized instantly. It was the key to the storage unit we once shared, the place we'd both agreed to clear out months ago but never did. "Go," his sister said. "Everything makes sense once you get there." I didn't understand, but I drove straight to the unit. My pulse pounded in my throat as I unlocked the metal door and pulled it open, and I froze. All along the left wall were photo boards with every picture of us from the 7 years we'd been together. There were notes, dates, and little captions in his handwriting. On the right wall were boxes labeled with my name full of gifts and letters he'd saved. In the center of the room, on a small table, sat a signed contract, a lease for a new apartment with both our names that was dated yesterday. Everything began to make sense. People's stares, the silence, the crying, my ex's panic. Then I saw the final note taped to the table. He was planning to propose and was afraid I would reject him again.